Hello, America. Hello, world. Hola, ni hao. Good day. How y'all doing on this Thanksgiving morning? Is it Thanksgiving? I think it is. I'm just coming in to chit-chat just a little bit. I hope all is well in your world. I do have this, and I thought while we were having a little bit of a discussion, I could do that. I don't know. Sometimes I think I feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm doing something as we converse. How are things in my world? Things in my world are okay. Oh, Granny's still kicking. It says here this is the 8 mini polish collection. What's hot now? The new candies. Really? So what are my plans for today? For many of you, a very special day to gather with relatives you haven't seen in quite some time, or simply to gather with your immediate family. Not anything. I had 5 days off, one of which was last evening. Yes. And a bit of news about my job. My shift has been eliminated. Oh, yes, indeed, it has. What's going to happen to me? Well, we were told to show up on Monday as usual, the regular time, and we would find out one of two shifts that we would be sent to, whether it is working during the day, a first shift or a second shift. The sales are soft, and this is how it goes this time of the year. Apparently, I've never worked for the company at this time of the year. Apparently, it is a slow time of the year. And this is supposed to be until January sometime. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Am I worried, nervous? Not one jot or one tittle. I'm not worried at all. I think since I have overly red stop sign lips and a red t-shirt on, why don't we just add insult to injury and try this color right here? Yes, I'm being rather sinful with my lipstick. I look like I'm from Egypt now, don't I? I'm being a smart aleck with that comment. There are some of those, not to be a poop head, but I guess I'll be a poop head. Some of those that believe that you should not be wearing makeup, you should not be wearing jewelry. I respect your right to believe that, and I love you. But Granny's still wearing her makeup, and whatever. Let's not be. I'm not gonna try to be a poop head. The lipstick is a Milani, part of my birthday gifts, as is the polish, and that is what it looks like up close and personal. Feeling a little bit dry right here. Ladies, do what you wish as far as the upkeep and maintenance of yourselves. I don't believe in being straight up crazy, going out the door looking crazy, but if you find a certain kind of a routine that you maintain yourself with and you're comfortable with that, by all means, well, go right ahead. I'm a little bit irritated, and that's why I was delayed by a day. I was supposed to be on yesterday. I'm a little bit annoyed, trying not to be, but I am. Miss Fab, what are you annoyed by? The Pharisee Sadducee kind of an attitude, and of some folks. I'm going to try to explain myself as best as possible. Just going to use this and just kind of smooth it over on the top. Yeah, they kind of trimmed all the way down. I think it would behoove some folks to remember exactly where they were. Those of you that believe before they got a hold of this, or before you came tearfully down an aisle, or before someone tapped you on the shoulder to tell you about the King of the universe, I think it would behoove you to remember where exactly you were, what you were thinking, and when you were doing before the Heavenly Father touched you so that you gave it over to Him. I just can't take the criticism that some folks have towards others who aren't quite at that place. And as grown adults, you make a decision, but you don't poop on others who have not made that decision yet, or who are choosing not to. I do believe that the King of the universe is all about love. Now, isn't he? Everybody's in different stages on their life's journey. You can't scare a person into the kingdom. You can't guilt a person into the kingdom. Real talk here. You can't do that. You can't criticize a person into the kingdom. You can't. I'm sorry. You know. Anywho, yeah, so there's two 10-hour shifts now. And I'm not understanding why we have to come in on a third shift to find out whether we're working a first or a second, but I do believe that it will be an 8-hour shift, which we will work, and then the following day. No clue. There are, women, mostly women, that have children. And they have babysitting arrangements, so yes, they do. So I think it's kind of cold-hearted how this is being done, but it's, there are no feelings involved when it comes to money into business. These people are in it to make a profit. And your personal feelings don't come into account. This is the most cold-hearted place, I'm sorry, that I've ever worked. People walking around looking so, I was trying to figure out why some folks look so miserable. Now I know why. It's, I don't know. I'm just not used to that. I worked for 20 years for a company that was fairly understanding as to your home life. Not that your home life is what they need to be thinking about. They were kind of a little bit pliable when it came to that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Some companies are not. Look, you get your butt in here, get here on time. I don't care about your personal life or your babysitting situation, but some companies do care, and they're reasonably understanding to that. Oh, I'm all over the place as usual, ladies. And the one or two gentlemen that are watching. Yes, this is the color. Looks pretty. Thank you so much, you two, for this gift, this birthday gift. Thank you so much. You know who you are. And you're saying, well, why do you keep saying that? You talked about the makeup and you said you know who you are, because they have requested that I really don't talk about who they are, and I'm respecting their request. If you're wondering, let's see if I can do this correctly. Some folks genuinely just love Granny, and I love them too. They understand. Oh, my little situation. I had a wonderful, rather lengthy conversation with my son. I haven't spoken to him in probably about 2.5 weeks. And this is my attitude as far as that is concerned. Some folks talk to their adult children every single day as their children are out of state. My son and I have a very good understanding of one another. He's going to be 30 years old. He's a grown man. He's a father. And so we may text. My phone is ringing. Can you believe that? Hold on a second. Okay, give me a moment. I gotta do this. Should have did that before I turned this camera on. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be as cheerful as possible. I'm trying to be as positive as possible, but I'm feeling a certain set way. Anywho, back to my son. We started talking about, oh, as far as him and I know how he's doing. And when he contacts me, we talk for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Other than that, there might be a text message here and there in between. We have the exact same personalities, and we know that we're okay. I don't know how to explain that to you. In other words, we don't have to be hanging on the phone and texting every 5 minutes. We don't. He knows that I love him. He knows that I know how he's doing. And if there is anything serious, my phone will ring and I'll pick that phone up in a millisecond. We just have an understanding. When he lived with me, I would come out of my room and we would sit and have a conversation. And then we just look at each other, okay, and that was about it. And I'd go back in my room and watch a movie or whatever. But I did not have to be sitting there, right on top of him like that. You know what I mean? I hope you understand what I'm saying. you know, some mamas cannot go a moment without hearing from their children, and that's perfectly fine. That's your relationship and how you understand one another, and that's fine. So we started talking about when the day you realize your parent was vulnerable, the day you realize they were human just like you. And he said this to me, and I had no idea that this happened. I can kind of recall the incident. He said, Mom, he says, I was really little. He said, and you came out of the bathroom and you were in the kitchen and you were crying. You were just crying. You didn't see me, but I saw you. Apparently, you were late for work or something like this, and you were trying to kind of get yourself together. And you were in the kitchen and you were just crying. I was in my bedroom. He goes, and it scared me. It made me realize that you were human just like me. I said, really? I go, yes. Or he said, yes. I says, well, yes, I am human. You look at your parents as a bulwark, 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 whatever, strength. You look at them as being so strong, invincible, you know. And then when you see them in a little bit of a what you would consider a weak moment, it kind of scares you when you're a child. I remember that moment with my mother. I love my conversations with my son. But anyways, um, I think I woke up to go to the bathroom. Her door was cracked open just a little bit, just a little bit. And she was sobbing in there, just crying, sobbing. Oprah used to call it the ugly cry. I think she was having the ugly, sorrowful, gut-wrenching cry. And then I realized that she was like me. I don't know how else to describe that. Have you ever had that moment with a parent where you thought that they were invincible, they were Superman or Superwoman, and then you see them cry for the first time when you're a child? Come to realize we're all just human. Yes, we are. So yes, so we had that in-depth conversation. And he said, you are the only person, you are the only relative, the only one that really cares about me, that I really can have these deep kinds of conversations with. And some of you know we've been up and down in our relationship. But you know me, I'm sneaky. I'll Holy Ghost pray behind your back and bring you back into my life. I remember, I remember I was trying to, he was being real cynical and critical. When you're about 12 or 13, you're grown kind of physically a little bit, but you're still a baby in your head. Come on now, you're still a big baby in your mind. You're grown. Yeah, well, you can't tell me what to do. I'm grown. And then all of a sudden, you're a little bit of a baby. Hey, mom, can I have $10? Oh no, I thought you were grown. You don't need my money. I'm the stupid one here. Don't you love that when they're all smart alecky? Yeah, smart alecky when they think they got it together. Yeah. Anyways, I'm losing my train of thought as usual. It can be kind of scary when you can't remember stuff. And that's been happening happening a bit more lately. Yeah, I really, really have to line everything up, line my clothes up, know where everything is. Driver's license, wallet, all those kinds of things. I have to I got to have that all that stuff lined up before I head out the night before. If I don't do that and I don't give myself enough time to get ready, I'm pretty much messed over trying to get out the door. There's been a few times where I drove all the way to work and realized I didn't have my wallet, and then it's like you're being extra careful and you're looking in the rear view. You're looking in the rear view for the popo. You're like, please, I hope I don't get pulled over. I'm really in trouble. I think I've done that 3 or 4 times. Yes, I realize I'm going all over the place. Anyways, I've been trying my best to behave as far as food is concerned. I'll tell you what, that video where I couldn't fit those dresses, that was a rude awakening. I said, did I really go on the air like that? Yes, I did. Y'all know I'm just real about it. I have nothing to hide. I'm just real about it. I think you can appreciate that. I love people that are just real about it. Is sitting there trying to front and put on and trying to appear to be what I'm not. I've gained weight. I couldn't fit the dresses. That's a fact. Yeah, before I turn the camera on, I went over to try that white dress on. And I got it on, but I could zip it a quarter of the way. So if I can fit that dress, then I'm back to the weight I need to be. I think I got on the scale at work. I took off my safety shoes because they're heavy. They have this ginormous scale, and I got on it. And I think I weigh about 161 pounds, 160 to 62, because it's off by a few pounds. Normal weight for me is about 154, something like that. I've put on probably I would say about 8 to 10 pounds. I'm thinking probably 10 pounds. 5 pounds allegedly makes all the difference as far as the dress, as far as your size, as far as the size of your clothing. They say if you gain 5 pounds, you're up a size. Well, I've gained about 9 or 10. So I'm not really that worried about it. I end up with the pooch and extra on the hips, hence me not being able to zip anything up. Who in the world's looking at me here? The cat, she doesn't care as long as her dishes are full of food and water. But anyways, yeah, so we had this wonderful conversation. We talked a little bit about, you know, not I say but you don't know what I'm going to say, for goodness sakes. But anyways, we talked about my grandchildren, his children, and about religion, let's just say, beliefs. And he said, well, I'm going to share what I believe, and then they have to choose just like you did and just like I did. I go, well, that's true. That's fair. We got into a kind of, Got into a little stinky conversation about it. You know, I was getting kind of pushy about it, which I should not. He's an adult. They're his children, right? They're his children. And whether you choose to believe something or not, I don't know why that looks kind of white on the end like that. I'll try to cover it a little better. So I said, okay, I says, that's fair. Because you can, you can believe a certain set way and talk to your blue in the face. That's incorrect. You share, this is my opinion for my life, you do what you will. You share, and your life is a witness, really. Timmy says that to me all the time. He says a silent witness is how you're living your daily, everyday life. That's a silent witness. Not going to go too far off about that. Oh, which Timmy? That Timmy. Yes, that's me. That's me visiting him. Yeah, I think I'm a little bit bigger than him. What do you think? I'm 5'10". He's 5'7". But that doesn't matter to me. It's the heart. Do I love him? Yes, I do. And he brought to my attention that I've known him since December 2011. I go, really? I thought it was 2012 or 13. Aren't I terrible? Yeah. I say that, we're Skyping, and I look up to a straight face looking back at me. I said menopause right quick. Menopause. Try to play it off. Menopause. Anyways, I'm going off. I'm just in here just to share, to say hi, how you doing, update you a little bit, and that's about it. I'm sorry I don't have any exciting things to report to you. I'm just a 56-year-old woman working in a factory, living in her apartment. That's about as exciting as it gets. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you for your support. And yes, I have hit the 2-year mark on YouTube. I started November 2013. 2 years on here. But yeah, I got myself a little bit disappointed by somebody. Yes, I did. Disappointed. I don't want to get off too much into that because I try my best to be a positive person. But I think some folks need to learn to chill and not be so hard on people. I understand we're in quote unquote in the last days. I understand what's going to happen in this country. I understand. But like I say, don't be so hard on people. You're saying we're saying, how much we love the Father. But sometimes I dare say I look at people that say they do, and they're talking about him, and they look so unhappy while they're talking about him. Not that we're going to be jumping up and saying hallelujah all over the place all the time, because we're human beings. We have lives, and in life you have disappointment. People will absolutely break your heart. The people that are claiming to be your friend, they will break your freaking heart. Oh yes, they will. But you can't sit there and major on that. Don't let someone's negativity imprison you. Someone disappointed you. Pray for them, love them, and move on. My own son disappointed me. My own son cussed me out. We had a lovely conversation, a lovely fight one day. Yes, that's life. You try to tell me that you've never had an argument with somebody, and all of a sudden the wrong words come flying out. If you say no, you a lie. My ex-husband used to say that to me all the time. Not to me. He would say to a person, "You're not a liar. You're a lie." Yeah, that's what he used to say. But as I told Alan, let me see, Alan Jr. about Alan Sr., I thank him for this one thing. Even though we're divorced and we've moved on, and that was a long, long time ago, I thank him for this, for stepping me in, opening up the doors of a church. And this thing is stuck. Oh, there we go. And we attended a church, his sister's church, when I was in my 20s. And I do believe that was the first time that the Lord Jesus Christ was explained to me. It never was before then. It was kind of, sort of. And him and I, holding hands, went down the aisle crying and got on our knees and accepted Christ. And that was one of the greatest gifts. I thank him for that. And I told my son that. And the son got quiet on the other end of the line when I said that. And then, really? I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Anywho, there you have the lovely red polish going with the stop sign lipstick and the birthday gift of a t-shirt that I received. Oh, we're going full throttle. I'm looking as much as I'm trying to look as much as Egypt, just trying to look as much as Egypt, like Egypt, as I possibly can to annoy somebody. Aren't I terrible? Yes, by doing this, I'm sticking my tongue at you. Yes, I am. Some of you think I'm crazy, but somebody knows exactly what I'm doing and why. But I love you. Seriously, people need to learn how to lighten up a little bit. I think they got mad because of I think I said in my last video, was it my last video? I said I didn't have a problem with a person having a glass of wine at the end of a rough day or tough day or whatever, or having a glass of beer after a rough day. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Some folks didn't like me saying that. No, they didn't. To you. Yes, I did that. You know, stop being so judgmental and so mean. Gluttony is a sin. Yep. You know, trying to appear to be poly perfect. How's your mind going? What's going on in your mind? What are you thinking about? Because to the Heavenly Father, me hating on somebody with the hateful emotions, it's just as bad as being a murderer. Oh yes, it is. Yeah, a few of you may click off right about now. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to their beliefs. Believe what you will. But I think some folks are really, really hard. They're really hard on people. True enough, once you are to be a decent, moral human being. Yes, you are, as best as you can within your circumstances. Some people have a lot of crappy circumstances and they're doing the best that they can. And every day they're getting better and better at it. So, while they're down there trying to climb up, try not to kick them in the teeth as they're trying to stand up. Kicking them in the teeth, being so rigid. I said it. Would you like me to be a phony baloney on here, or do you want me to tell you the truth? I was handling my son a certain set way, and I so wanted him to accept that I was kind of just shoving it at him, you see. But when I dialed it back a little bit, we've had our ups and downs. We had a really big down, and now you know, we have a pretty good relationship, I would say, a very good relationship. And he's talking about the Lord with me. I don't want to choke him with that, you know. I want to share and pray feverishly behind the scenes for his heart to be pliable. Share and then step off to the side and pray. Share some more little by little. Anyways, what are you thankful for? On this Thanksgiving holiday, I'm thankful to my ex-husband for walking me down that aisle of that church. Yes, I am. I am thankful that God granted me a son. I'm thankful for the gift. The children are gifts. Yes, they are. I'm thankful for my grandbabies. Yes, I am. I'm thankful for that gift. I'm thankful to have my sisters, my two sisters, my siblings still with me, and my brother. And for my nephew and my niece and my grandnephew. As my nephew became a father, I would say within months, 2 or 3 months, I can't recall the exact timing of it, he's now a father. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to Almighty God for housing, feeding, and clothing me. Yes, I am. I'm thankful to each and every one of you for your positive and uplifting words, your text messages and your messages. Thank you so very much. Thank you for your love. Thank you for the gifts that you've given me, but moreover, thank you for the love behind that. Thank you for supporting me through my fumbling of words and my ups and downs of my life. Thank you for turning, coming into my channel to listen. You know, I can take the good with the bad. I can take constructive criticism. Yes, I can, and I have, and I thank you for that. Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah, this is the fancy dryer, the unsophisticated nail dryer. I'm sorry for rambling on. So, did I prepare a Thanksgiving meal or anything like that? No, I did buy the El Cheapo. I got some turkey slices and the little 99-cent cranberry sauce and the the El Cheapo gravy. So I am going to have turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, just a simple meal because it's just me and the cat that's laying right there. My sister called me out of the blue and said, if you're going to go ahead and be moving out of state eventually, she said, I will take Fancy. I will take her. She's the only human being on the face of the planet that I would trust to take good care of my cat. If it came to that, she would be the only one. I don't know. She just senses that life is about to change for me, and it's going to take a long time for it to change because you got to have the resources, and resources are being worked on as we speak. There's things happening in the background of my life, kind of in a snail-like pace, in order to get me out of here. I feel kind of like a sitting duck sitting in this apartment with the events that are about to occur here in the United States. I feel kind of like a sitting duck here. I think in my last video, I had four dresses. I can't remember the rest of the title. But the first title, it said, and the last gift. And I had to change the title because I didn't share the last gift. And this is the last gift. If you look closely, it's kind of, it's a faux necklace, obviously. And some of the pearl paint is worn off here. And these are kind of a red tone. I don't wear it all the time. I usually wear it on her birthday. And I wear it on my birthday. Or I wear it when I'm feeling, quite frankly, freaking depressed and sad. Yes. This is the last gift my mother gave me. For my birthday. And it's probably worth, I'm trying not to boo-hoo here, but pardon me if I boo-hoo just a little bit. Permit me, if you will. Some people have the real thing, but this is very precious to me. I'm sentimental, weirdly sentimental like that. You know, you could have a napkin or just any kind of just something. It just means something because there's a story behind every gift. You have a story behind something that you have that someone would think was ridiculous for you to have. Because I know she held it in her hand at one point. And she probably, knowing her, she put this thing around her neck and looked in the mirror for a minute with a smirk on her face. I'm telling you right now, you know how you just know. So yes, the last gift, the last birthday gift I received from my mama. Oh yes, indeed. I'm a sentimental old fool. Yes, I am. I confess. And something like this. This poor little teddy bear, just as raggedy as can be. Look at the poor little neck on it. Poor little thing. This poor little teddy bear, I'm pretty sure it's an antique. That doesn't mean anything. Even his poor little nose is kind of worn out. Given to me by that gray-haired old man right there, Mr. Tim. And it has a prominent place and sits right there. Yes, it does. And some have asked about these things. Why am I wearing these weird pinky rings? I can't wear them at work, which kind I don't like. This one, they're sterling silver. This one has, you can see, okay. It has hearts on it. A heart on it? No, hearts on it. I put it first because it's kind of loose. I lost it one time and I went nuts. That's the first ring that Timmy sent me. And this is the second. So certain little, very inexpensive, cheap things mean a lot to me because of the story behind them. I move my legs to the side. If I sit a certain set way, they get kind of crampy, and my feet fall asleep. Put another layer of clear. Did I put? Yeah, I think I put a layer of clear. See what I mean by forgetfulness? I think it's called running your mouth while you're doing something. It's kind of like, yeah, blah, 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 and you put something down, and then 2 seconds later, because you were yapping, you don't remember what you did or where it went. I think that's part of the problem. But yeah, I know I'm being overly wordy. There are a few, no, I shouldn't say a few, many very caring, genuine people on YouTube. Real, caring people. Real men and women of God. Real ones. I say that very cautiously. Anyways, I think that's about all. I'm running out of words. I don't know what this is lately. I normally, would go out and do a haul video. I would normally go to the secondhand store, which is closed on Sundays now. That's why the last one was done at that Goodwill. And the other thing is working this third shift has been kicking my behind. I've been so tired, overly tired, kind of scarily tired, spending a lot of time in this bed. So maybe the switching up of shifts for a little bit of a while, it might be for about a month or so. Maybe that would do me a lot of good. I'm trying to get me back. I'm trying very hard. And I'm trying not to let what people do and what they say bother me. You know, it's kind of like, look, we got enough that we're dealing with in our everyday ordinary lives. You know, to have somebody be a stinky, and I would imagine a person that's that negative has some negative things happening in their lives. You eke out what you get in. Eventually, that's going to spill out somewhere, and sometimes people let it spill all over you. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Trying to be positive. But there you have the finished products. I'm looking at my feet and wondering, should I do my toes and prolong your suffering? Oh, if I could, the love that's in my heart for all of you, if I could just let you feel that. I wish I could let you feel how I feel about each and every one of you. Yes, I do. I don't know. I'm turning it this way because of the window. It's 8:59. I'm looking at the clock on the lower right. Let me take a look at my feet first. I don't want to scare you. Ooh, some lovely feet. They look like two ginormous hams. Oh, how I wished, ladies that have those ladies, my sake, ladies that have those delicate little dainty feet. And I'm sitting here with size 10 big hammy feet. But why don't we work with what we have and stop looking over and being envious of other people? Talking about myself, oh, well, it just doesn't seem fair that she's so curvaceous and she's so perfect. That just doesn't look. We had our time. We had our time to be young. Don't be jealous of somebody younger. You had your young years. Don't be jealous of someone slim and you, like me, have a pooch. No one told me to eat the cheesecake. I did that. And those potato pancakes, they're so good. you know Sometimes people want to get so angry and upset with someone because they're a certain weight or look a certain set way. They work very hard to do that, or some folks, quite frankly, naturally are naturally thin, like this guy. This guy is 52 years old and thin as a pin. I get, I said, how do you do that? He goes, I don't know. This is just the way I've always been. Sitting there eating a cheeseburger, looking at me, right? I think we're going to leave those toes alone. I think I need to end it here before I'm already in a lot of trouble with some people. I don't care. I hope you have a very good holiday for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving. There's some folks in different countries, and there's some folks here that don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay, I want to tell you something. Let's talk about Goliath. I do love Goliath. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have no anger or bitterness. We had a real conversation. He is a Native American. And without thinking, was getting toward the end of the shift. And I said, hey, Goliath, I just don't, for the sake of conversation, I go, are you ready for Thanksgiving? His face dropped and he looked serious. He says, Miss Fab, I don't celebrate a Thanksgiving. Uh, for my people, this are his words. For my people, oh, that was a slaughter, is what his words were to me. I looked at him. I said, I understand. I understand. I get it. I understand. And I took off my work glove. I put my hand out. And he just looked at me and took off his work glove. And we shook hands and just looked at each other and shared a smile. Yes, we did. Now, how about that? How about that now? Isn't that wonderful? I said, well, you know what? Enjoy your family, enjoy your wife and your children, and just enjoy the time off. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, I'm grabbing Mr. Mouse. I may come back on here when I have something a little bit more sophisticated to talk about. I, believe it or not, thought about just getting rid of my channel altogether. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because I feel like my content lately hasn't been that good, you know? And I said to myself, well, no, I'll keep going. And just, I have to roll back to 2 years ago. Why did I start it in the first place? I was looking for people in my age range that I could relate to. That's why I started it. And to encourage others and just to share everyday ordinary life of Jane, wrinkles, pooch, apartment, paycheck to paycheck, frustrations. Yeah. So I guess I'll just keep going in that vein and do the best that I can. Please know that I love each and every one of you. Yes, I do. And for the 2 of you that are watching, if you celebrated, happy Thanksgiving. Please enjoy your families, especially if they've come from a different part of the country to see you. If you haven't seen them in a while, and enjoy the love more than the food. Enjoy the hugs and kisses more than the food, because that's what it's all about, really. Be grateful if you still have your parents. Be grateful if you still have your parents. Please be grateful. Be grateful if you still have your grandparents. Oh my gosh. Yes, indeed. I love you, and I'll see you on the next one. We'll see what we can come up with, okay? All right. Bye, everybody.